What's up everyone, Sigs here, and today we have part 6 in a series where I show you some really cool Pokemon card singles that I picked up from TCGPlayer this week, but today with a little twist. I just recently got back into Pokemon card collecting and I've been showcasing a lot of cards recently. However, I realize that some of them are a little bit outside of some people's budgets, so today I wanted to show you that you don't have to spend a lot of money to pick up some really cool cards, because all of these cards cost less than $5, including some that cost less than only $1. Now, if you're someone who does like more expensive cards, don't worry, because I will soon be uploading a video of cards that all cost more than $50 each, so be sure to subscribe if you'd like to see that. And if you'd like to see a wide variety of cards with different art styles at different price points, then be sure to check out the playlist linked down in the description for all of my Pokemon TCG videos. But for today, we have 10 cards, each with its own unique art style, including some of the fancier variants that you can pick up for pretty cheap. So starting off, we have a card that only costs 75 cents, and this is the Jesse and James. This is from the Hidden Fates set, and it is a holo rare. Again, I paid only 75 cents for this. And it's maybe not the most exciting card in terms of all the elements going on. It's just the basic card frame, non-holographic. But it is two very popular and nostalgic characters with a very cool holographic pattern behind them. You can see the way that the light hits it, adding these undulating strands of color just really adds to the depth of the card. And as always, I am recording in 4K 60 FPS, so we're going to go nice and close, let you see this art in excruciatingly good detail, so that you can decide if this is something you may want to pick up for your collection. This next card is also definitely on the cheaper side, costing only $1.25. It is the Raikou V. So this card is an ultra rare from the Brilliant Stars set, and I just think it's really cool to have a legendary Pokemon for $1.25. So it does have this holographic kind of ray pattern moving across the card, pops pretty well in the light, has more of a glossy finish, but a very cool artwork of a legendary dog sparking his way through the card frame. Looks very, very good for only $1.25. And next up is a card that I could not believe how cheap it was. This card is only $1.69, and it is the Nemona. This ultra rare from Paldean Fates features your rival from the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet games, and there is a lot going on this card. It features this holographic ray pattern that we see on a lot of standard illustration rares. It pops pretty well in the light, some good color contrast going on, and additionally, this card is even textured. So being able to pick up a textured card for less than $2, I just think is so cool, and I just love the way the light glints in her eyes, contrasted with the matte finish on the rest of her face. And once again, we'll get you in nice and close for this very cool artwork of a very popular rival trainer for less than $2. I'll even show you the texture up close and personal there. I could not believe how cheap this card was. I think it looks great to get all those elements on one card, so something you may want to pick up if you like it. This next card also costs less than $2, coming in at $1.97, and it is the Unknown V-Star. This is an ultra rare from Silver Tempest, and once again, it has so much going on. So you can see that holographic ray pattern moving across the card. It does pop incredibly well in the light, some great color contrast there, and it's also textured. So the Unknown themselves have their own texture pattern, and you can see emanating from this star in the background a radiant textured starburst pattern. There's even texturing down on the bottom of the card on this really unique artwork, and there's just so much going on this V-Star card for only $1.97. I think you could put this card next to some much more expensive cards and might not even be able to tell which one is the cheap one. So definitely a card that is very cool to see in 4K. And this next card also only costs $1.97. It is the Aerodactyl GX. This card is an ultra rare from the Unified Mind set, and it has that same undulating foil pattern that the Jesse and James had, and I just love the way their eye glints there while compared to the matte finish of the rest of the Pokemon. This card pops fairly well in the light, and it does not have any texture. It does have kind of a glossy finish, which some people might not like as much, but I think it more than makes up for that with this really cool holographic pattern moving across the back of the card. So as always, we'll get you in nice and close here in high fidelity 4K, showing you a very cool looking card for less than $2. This next card is also less than $2, although we are getting close, because for $1.99 we have a Starmie V. This card is an ultra rare from the Astral Radiance set, and I personally love these V cards because a lot of them do tend to be cheap, but there is just so much going on with them. First up, we do have that standard Ray of Light holographic pattern, and this card pops so well in the light. Amazing color contrast with this special stenciling around the edges of the Pokemon, which I think looks really good, and it is texturing. Some really unique texturing with these little bubbles you can see around Starmie. Different texture directions and patterns all around the card is going to make it look very good in the light at various angles. And I do really like these V cards in this art style, so much so that I'm going to have a video featuring a whole bunch of them soon, so subscribe if you'd like to be notified when that comes out. But to get a card with holographic foiling, texture patterns, and a great look overall for less than $2, I don't think you can really go wrong with a card like this. And stepping up just a little bit in price, for $2.69, we have this Duskull. So this is from Crown Zenith's Galarian Gallery, and these ultra rares don't feature any crazy foil patterns or texturing like some of the other cards do, but they do feature a full art artwork and great contrast between the holographic background and the matte finish of the Pokemon. Once again, just look at the way that their eye glows in the holographic light. It really stands out. These cards generally look very good in the right light, and I just love these full art artworks. So if you do too, but you don't want to spend a lot of money on full art cards, you can pick this one up, at least at the time of recording, for only $2.69. And once again, stepping up just a little bit in price, for $3.60, we have the Blissey EX. So this ultra rare from Twilight Masquerade is similar to the Starmie V that we just looked at, although it is an EX card. It once again has this great ray pattern foiling, which really shines off of Blissey's silhouette. This card pops amazing in the light. Again, I just love that silhouette and stenciling around the Pokemon, and it does also feature some texturing. No crazy patterns on this one, but that texturing just adds a very cool depth to the card. And you can see in those corners these little bubbles of texturing in different directions, which once again is just going to make this card really stand out in the right light. So we'll get you in nice and close to see this Blissey art. And while I'm here, can we get that texturing really close? You can see just those little texture bubbles behind Blissey there. I just think adds a great touch to the card. So for only $3.60, you have a card with all of the hallmarks of a more expensive card. Great foil pattern, texturing, amazing stenciling and color pop. Very, very cool card. Now, another very, very cool card for $3.63, we have...
It's Pikachu!
That's right. It's Pikachu, this Celebrations holographic rare version. This is one of the old artworks from base set, but they have remade it into a full art card, and there's not too much crazy going on with this card. It has kind of a glossy finish. You can see again the matte finish on the Pokemon with the Pokemon's eyes glowing with the holographic is pretty cool. It does look pretty good in the light too, some decent color contrast. The holographic pattern itself is not very noticeable, and there is no texturing, but just the fact that this is a full art, extended artwork of a very popular and nostalgic base set Pokemon card, I think is really, really cool. And the fact that you could pick this up for less than $5, I think makes it a great purchase. Now, our last card is the most expensive of the bunch, but one that I think is very, very cool. It is the Houndour illustration rare. So this is from Obsidian Flames. It is a much more modern card, and it was $4.84. Now, these illustration rares have this standard holographic ray pattern, which some people do quite enjoy. It does not feature any texturing, but it does pop pretty well in the light, And this is the new full art style with some very unique artworks from different art styles than what you would typically see on a Pokemon card. And they're typically pretty pricey too. So being able to pick one up for less than $5 I think is a pretty good deal. If this is a Pokemon that you like in particular, then you're going to be very, very happy with this one. We'll get you in close, let you see this pack of Houndour all hanging out, and show you that you can pick up an illustration rare, very cool, modern card for less than $5. So that's all for this video. If you did enjoy it, please leave a quick thumbs up, as that will help other people who may enjoy it to find it as well. And if you like seeing videos like this, consider subscribing, as I still have hundreds more cards to go through, and we'll be uploading at least one video like this per week for the foreseeable future. Also, feel free to comment down below which one of these cards is your favorite, or maybe which art style is your favorite, because I'd really like to know. I hope that you enjoyed this video and can see that you don't have to spend the big bucks to get some really cool looking cards. We have all kinds of different art styles, all kinds of different artworks, texture patterns, foiling. So if you shop around, I'm sure you can find something that you like without having to spend an arm and a leg. And I've been Sigs, but for now I'm out of here, so thanks for watching, take care, hope you have a good one. Peace.